Daily learning.
Have you ever chosen to hide your feelings from your crush? Well, I have. Hi, I'm Viona, and this is my story about the boy who unknowingly took a special place in my heart. A story about quiet glances, pounding hearts, silent admiration, and the bittersweet taste of hidden emotions. This is about Kenji, the boy from the karate club with a smile that could light up even the gloomiest day. It all started on a cloudy Tuesday morning. I remember that day vividly, like a photo permanently printed in my mind. The sky was painted in soft grays, and the wind carried a chill that whispered promises of rain. That time I was late for homeroom and rushed through the school corridor, barely paying attention to where I was going. And then it happened. I bumped into someone, hard enough to make my books fall. Feel embarrassed, I looked up and there he was. Kenji. He knelt down quickly, then helping me gather my scattered notebooks. In that position, I could see his face filled with genuine concern and kindness. His touch was gentle, his voice warm, and his eyes. Oh, his eyes were the kind you could get lost in. Strangely, I kind of feel there's a spark, like a gentle flutter in my chest that I couldn't explain. Days turned into weeks, and I started noticing more about him. Kenji was popular, not in the flashy, arrogant way, but in the kind of way that makes people naturally gravitate toward him. He was a part of the school's karate club and wore his black belt with quiet pride. He wasn't loud or boastful, but his presence was like the sun breaking through the clouds, warm, steady, and impossible to ignore. Every time he smiled, something inside me stirred. It wasn't just the curve of his lips or the sparkle in his eyes. It was the way his entire face lit up with genuine warmth, as if his heart was shining through. I began watching him from afar because I'm too shy to start a real conversation and too afraid that my feelings would burst out uncontrollably. During lunch breaks, I'd sit at the far corner of the cafeteria, pretending to read while stealing glances in his direction. I admired how he treated others with so much respect, especially the girls in our class. He listened intently, spoke kindly, and always helped when someone needed a hand. There was something so gentle, almost poetic, in the way he moved and interacted with the world. What really made my heart skip a beat was his dedication to karate. I often saw him practicing behind the gym, his moves sharp yet graceful, and his focus intense. There was a certain beauty in his discipline, the way his body and mind moved in perfect harmony. And when he laughed with his teammates, that laugh, so rich, so sincere, echoed in my mind like a comforting melody. I realized I liked him not just because he was handsome, but because his heart was beautiful. Kindness radiated from him like the gentle glow of fireflies in the night. But I never told him how I felt, not even once. I chose to keep my feelings buried deep inside, like a fragile secret tucked away in a dusty journal. I convinced myself it was better that way. After all, what if he didn't feel the same? What if he laughed or looked at me with pity? The fear of rejection was a shadow that loomed constantly over my heart. So instead, I became the silent admirer, the girl who smiled quietly from a distance and felt her heart flutter with every accidental glance. Then came the day that changed everything. It was during the inter-school karate competition, a big event that everyone was excited about. The gym was packed with cheering students, nervous participants, and the scent of sweat and anticipation. Kenji was one of the main representatives from our school. He looked calm, composed, every inch a skilled martial artist. I watched from the stands, my heart pounding with both pride and nervousness. The matches began, and one by one, the opponents fell. Kenji moved like water, fluid, strong, and full of purpose. But in the final round, something went wrong. His opponent was strong, aggressive, and far less controlled. There was a sharp exchange of blows, a sudden shift in energy, and then Kenji fell. The gasp from the crowd was deafening. He clutched his shoulder, pain etched deep into his features. My chest tightened instantly, and for a second, the world blurred. I couldn't breathe. My eyes welled up as I watched the teachers rush to his side. He tried to smile to brush it off, but I could see it. It hurt really bad. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind kept replaying the scene over and over. The way he winced, the way he tried to stay strong, the way he limped off the mat with the weight of disappointment on his shoulders. I wished I could have done something, anything. But I wasn't a part of his world. I was just a girl from his class, a nobody to him. And yet, my heart ached like I had lost something precious. After that, he didn't come to school for a few days. The classroom felt strangely empty without his presence. Even the hallway seemed dimmer, as if the school itself missed him. When he finally returned, his arm was in a sling, and his usual energy was a little dimmed. But he still smiled. That same beautiful, genuine smile that made the world seem right again. And I knew then, despite the pain, despite the fear, I loved him. Quietly, completely, and from a distance. I never confessed. I never even considered it seriously. Because sometimes, love doesn't have to be loud to be real. Sometimes, it's in the quiet moments, the stolen glances, the hidden notes of affection written in the margins of your thoughts, the butterflies that flutter every time his name is mentioned. I chose to keep my feelings safe, away from the risks of rejection, safe from the coldness of what if and what could have been. People often think unspoken love is sad, but I think it's beautiful in its own quiet way. It taught me to see the beauty in someone beyond appearances, to appreciate the small details, the kind gestures, the strength behind a gentle voice. It taught me patience and silence, and how sometimes the most powerful emotions are the ones that never make it into words. I still see Kenji sometimes, walking down the hallway, laughing with his friends, living his life like the bright light he's always been. And I still smile, because even if he never knows, even if he never feels the same, he gave me something special, a feeling that filled my chest with warmth, a reason to look forward to school, a spark in an otherwise ordinary life. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. So if you've ever hidden your feelings, if you've ever chosen silence over confession, know that you're not alone. Sometimes love is loud and messy, but sometimes it's soft, quiet, and glowing like candlelight in the dark. And that kind of love, though hidden, is no less real. This is my story, my quiet, beautiful, aching story about Kenji.